thank Christ you've stopped, mate. He says, I got my braces caught under your door handle. This is a serious song. It's about a story I read in a book about the history of Kinver. You know, that's where we all go instead of going to Blackpool, in the Black Country. You go riding on a donkey over Clint or down to Kinver to play in the sandcastles, you know. But it's a lovely place and a nice area. And about let's see, 160 odd years ago now, there's a farmer travelling back from Stourbridge Market to Stewart, which is on the road to Kinver. And he got stopped by a travelling carpenter who killed him for his money and made off. And the story really is about the way the detectives from London caught him, you know, called The Murder of Benjamin Robbins. If you'll give me your kind attention, a dreadful sad story you'll hear of a tragic day in December. 1812 was the year. It concerns a man named Ben Robbins who lived in a house a grand. Donsley Hall it is called, near Kinver, in Staffordshire's beautiful land. A man known as John Woods was passing by, a carpenter of high grade. He travelled the country all around, plying of his trade. He came upon Ben Robbins, and he'd done this poor man in, and he robbed him of his money and made off to the Whittington Inn. John Woods was known at the Whittington, where he kept his own pewter pots, but after a pint or two he vanished, where the people they knew not. Ben Robbins' friends in Stourbridge, when they heard of this dreadful deed, soon sent for the men of the law who came there with greater speed. Harry Atkins and Sam Taunton, Bow Street runners of great fame. Harry Atkins was known as the Ferret in London from where he came. He soon found out John Woods was not the villain's true name. He said he was called William Howe, and it was he who was to blame. Boxes of carpenter's tools had to London been recently sent. To find and inspect these two boxes, to London the two runners went. Inside they found pistol and bullets, but did they belong to Bill Howe? So they waited and hid in the corner, and to the ferret this man had to vow. William Howe was taken to Stafford, tried and hanged in short time, but a double distinction he gained from the doings of this dreadful crime. They say he was the last in these parts from a gibbet to be strung, and they say he was one of the first to be dropped through a trapdoor and hung. Ben Robbins.
Gentlemen, it gives me very great pleasure now to introduce to you a very great friend of mine. You've probably heard his songs. You've heard him on the Off the Cuff show on BBC television. He's at the top of his bubble down at Netherton. He writes his own material. And he's a man for his own very good practice. So put your hands together now. Nice warm welcome for my friend.
He plays a trick or two on me, so I come the opposite side, you see, just to fool him. Anyway, these Black Country Nights are really great. Meet all sorts of people, and in the old days they used to do these charity shows for raising a few quid, you know, when somebody had got killed down the pit or something, you know, or the chain works. And for the widow or something, they'd raise a few quid, and they used to call them benefit concerts. And as it happened 2 years ago, a friend of mine from Quarrybank, a bloke named Albert Shaw, he died, and we did exactly the same for him. We had a concert. All the Black Country folks turned up, did a bit of a show, and raised a few quid for his widow. Well, old Albert used to sing a song called A Benefit Concert, and I'd like to sing it for you now. And while it might seem it's a sad sort of occasion, this particular concert, it was sad for a different reason, I tell you, sort of a hilarious occasion. It goes like this anyway. Well, I've just come away from a benefit concert. It'd saved me much pain if I'd never have gone. It was held at the Manslaughter Arms around the corner. I'm the only one left out of 101. This concert was held on behalf of Nobby Taylor. He'd just lost his mother, his only support. And for your kind attention, I'll tell you the programme of this little concert, the best of its sort. Well, of course, we brought the bills and tickets out upon the strap. We couldn't pay for the posters 'cause we hadn't got a scrap. The room that we had rented would out 50 at the most, but we got 1,000 tickets off to satisfy our host. 60 special constables was ordered on the scene. They kicked all my front teeth out. Oh, I wish I'd never have been. The air was blue with language. It quite took away me breath. And to give the crowd amusement, someone kicked a dog to death. The chairman, he should have arrived. 7:30 was the time, but he didn't turn up until the clock was striking 9. He said, "Forgive me, gentlemen, your patience must be worn, but I couldn't come before because me trousers was in pawn." And when the doors was opened, they all rushed to get inside, and the bloke as took the tickets, he got trampled and died. And them who couldn't get a sight, they squatted on the floor, and they ripped the paper off the walls to admit a dozen more. To do the fuss song of the night, one young fella rose. He sung the village blacksmith till a spark shot from his nose. He said, "I haven't got a voice, it went when I was 5, but I'll fight the best bloke present just to keep the game alive." A lady next got up to sing, "I'll be all smiles tonight." And the way her started bawling, well, I thought there'd be a fight, 'cause one old collier down the back, he couldn't stom the strain. He hit her with his clog and oh, she never smiled again. To do the last song of the night, they called on Ginger Giles to sing on this occasion. He had walked for 40 miles. He said, "Good evening, gentlemen, I'll try to please you all." And he busted off a singing, "Let me like a soldier fall." The waiter hit him with his tray, and down poor Ginger fell. And to finish off the evening, all the crowd began to yell, "The more we are together," sing, "together, together, the more we are together, the merrier we shall be." Thank you very much. I'm just going to sing you one last song for this half anyway. I'm going to sing you the Cradley Heath National Anthem. Anybody know it? No? Right, I'm going to teach it to you now. I want to hear you singing nice and loud now, right? Because you've got lovely words, I tell you, beautiful words. This is the chorus. So take me back where the smoke rolls black, where the Delft prize ale flows free, where factory wenches line all the park benches, because Cradley Heath means to me. They're lovely words, eh? Anyway, I better sing them, because there's 2 versions to the song. If you sing nice and loud, there might only be 4 verses, you see. If you ain't singing at all, I can make it into 17 if you like. Should we ever practice with the chorus, eh? It goes like this. So take me back where the smoke rolls black, where the Delft prize ale flows free, where factory wenches line all the park benches. Cradley Heath means home to me. I could do better than that, I tell you. There's only one singing, and that's me. Here we go. Lovely words about the place I used to love. Well, pin back your ears and I'll sing you a song of a town that is dear to me heart, where they make chains and nails and they owe jumble sails, and everyone's mad about darts. Now sing. So take me back where the smoke rolls black, where the Delft prize ale flows free, where factory wenches line all the park benches. Cradley Heath means home to me. That's better. You got this last chance for it. Make me mind up which version to do, I tell you. As you walk down each street, friendly blokes you will meet. Their faces all full of good cheer, but their friendship you'll doubt when the boozers turn out, and you'll feel a big fist in your ear. Now sing. So take me back where the smoke rolls black, where the Delft prize ale flows free, where factory wenches line all the park benches. Cradley Heath means home to me. All right then, I'll make my mind up now which verse to do. This is about the lovely pub we used to go drinking in, the Jolly Collier, smashing place. I'll tell you about it. Well, the gasworks each night is lit from the light from the sign of the Collier Inn, where the old ladies sit and they stir up the mire as they ladylike sip their... Who's that? Because I'm not very good at rhyming words, I need to keep laughing, yeah. I mean, I know, you thought I was going to say shit. Yeah. So take me back where the smoke rolls black, where the Delft prize ale flows free, where factory wenches line all the park benches. Cradley Heath means home to me. This last verse is about our speedway team. We've got a fine speedway team in Cradley Heath, I tell you. They got a lovely war cry which sort of follows the trades of the area. It's all hammers and nails down there, you know. I went to see them once this year, I tell you. They were riding against Wolverhampton of all teams. They did do very well, I tell you. I come off after I was fed up of seeing them lose. But Wolverhampton used to have a football team as well as a speed. I remember them. Eh? You remember they used to have, they did, I think. I don't know what happened to them really, but I know they tried to go Oriental or something. They changed the backroom staff. They got rid of the chairman. They was going to have Chairman Mayor, but he died before they could get him, you know. They had to make do with Sammy Chung, Chinese man. I said all sorts of gimmicks, just to get get a bit of publicity, because they've never been very well supported, have they? You know, they got a Chinese manager now. First match of the season, they was playing away there, no goals, 10 minutes to go.